GCSE French speaking exams are just around the corner, so I thought I'd make this video to give you some tips and some guidance and also some advice on how to prepare for the exam and also what to expect during the exam. Now for context, my name is Ernie Olima. I achieved a grade 9 in my GCSE French and I went on to do French at A level. Before we get into the video, if you find it useful, please give it a like and also subscribe to the YouTube channel. Now let's get right into it. We're going to start with some general advice and then we'll go on to specifics on how the exam is structured. The first bit of general advice would be to master the 4 key verbs. I've already made a video on this, I'll put it in the description, but the 4 key verbs are aller, to go, avoir, to have, être, to be, faire, to do. These 4 verbs will help you in more than one way, but the main way they will help you is because they will enable you to speak in the 3 time frames of the past, present and future. The next bit of advice, it goes without saying, but in these last few weeks you should learn as many words and key phrases as you can, and these words and phrases should be from all topics because you can be asked questions from all topics. We've now covered the bare minimum, but if you're looking for higher marks, we're now going to cover what you can do. And the first thing that you can do is using a wider range of tenses.
I've taken this from the AQA French mark scheme, and the additional tenses you get credit for include the pluperfect, perfect, imperfect, present, future, immediate future, conditional, using je voudrais, using finite and infinitive verbs, and also using the subjunctive.
You should also look at learning how to form complex phrases, such as comparisons.
Some examples are on the screen, so c'est plus intéressant que is more interesting than, c'est moins fatigant que is less tiring than, and je préfère X parce que c'est plus facile que Y. So I prefer X because it's easier than Y.
Another useful complex structure is using the conditional, and even more advanced is using the conditional and the imperfect together.
For example, si j'avais le choix, j'habiterais à l'étranger. If I had the choice, I would live abroad. Si je pouvais, je voyagerais tout le temps. If I could, I would travel all the time. And ce serait génial si je gagnais la loterie. It would be great if I won the lottery.
Other complex things that you can use include negatives, direct object pronouns, indirect object pronouns, reflexive verbs, using e and using en. Finally, if you're aiming for the highest grades, learn to use the subjunctive in some basic phrases.
I've put some examples of the subjunctive on the screen. It's not essential for you to use, however, if you're looking for higher marks, it will definitely make you stand out.
The last bit of general advice that I'm going to give is to practice as much as you can. I would aim to practice speaking for about 5 to 10 minutes each day and also get familiar with the sort of topics, questions and themes that could be asked during the exam. Part 2 of this video is going to cover the specific sections of the speaking exam. Now the first section, this is for AQA, but other exam boards may be similar. It's best to check your own specification. The first part is the role play, where you're put into a scenario and you need to speak as a sort of character in that scenario. My advice for the role play is to remember that you are on a mission. You're on a mission to keep things short, to keep things accurate, and not to waffle, because the more you speak, the more likely it is you'll make a mistake and the lower your marks will be. For the role play, you should also be confident in knowing how to ask a question. Finally, you should have a list of some key survival phrases. These are phrases that you can use if you get stuck or if you don't understand something during the exam. For the photo card, the first question will always ask you what is in the photo, so you should answer that very accurately. You should say what's in the photo, not what's not in the photo, not what you think should be in the photo, just answer what's in the photo. One method that you can use to describe a photo card is using the palm method. You should also learn some key sentence starters to talk about the photo. To get high marks, you should have 5 clear answers and also 3 developed responses. You'll be able to prepare for 3 of the questions, but 2 of them you won't have seen beforehand. Finally, you should give and explain your opinions. The last part is a general conversation. This will last for about 5 to 7 minutes. The first thing I'm going to talk about is the POP structure. POP stands for point, opinion, parce que. When you're in the exam, if you're stuck, just think about point, opinion, parce que, and this will automatically enable you to develop your answers without even thinking. Always give your point, always give an opinion about the point, and then say parce que to describe why you think what you think. In general, you should expand your answers. Don't keep answers short, give some more detail. The POP structure will help with this. You should also try to mix up your sentence starters so not every sentence is the same, and you should also try and show a range of vocab, a range of tenses, and a range of structures. Don't worry about the odd mistake, they're not looking for perfectly fluent native speakers. They know you're at GCSE level, so just focus on keeping calm. One thing that you need to do in the speaking exam is to ask your question. If you don't do this, you'll miss out on 1 mark. So the best thing to do is to ask the question straight away. The first question that they ask you in the general speaking, you should respond with a question once you've given your own response. This means you won't forget to do it later on in the exam. This also gives you more time to think of a question if you struggle to after the first question. Part 3 of this video is just going to cover what to do on the exam day. For many people, the French speaking exam or the speaking exam will be the first exam that they have, so it's important to stay calm and to stay relaxed. Take deep breaths while you're waiting for the exam to start, and don't worry, because you've done a lot of preparation. During the exam, if you get stuck, remain calm, take a deep breath, and use your survival phrases. But whatever happens, try not to use English in the exam because after all it's a French speaking exam. This may lower the amount of marks you get. So in summary, between now and the exams, what you should be doing is getting in lots of practice and also increasing your vocab, getting familiar with the sort of questions and themes that they could be asking you about. By practicing with the content that you'll be tested on, you'll be more confident during the exam. We've now reached the end of the video, so if you found it useful, please give it a like, and best of luck for your GCSE French speaking exams.